wine out, girl.
To prime my face, I am using the Too Faced Hangover primer, and I really love this stuff. It's really going to take care of minimizing my pores and just make them look as small as possible, because Morticia Adams' face is pretty smooth, so that's the effect I want to go for today. Now before I go in with foundation, I am going to be correcting any dark circles or dark marks that I have on my face, because Morticia's face is pretty flawless. At least that's what it seems on TV, but I'm going to try to make that effect on mine. So she doesn't have any dark circles, so that's what I'm trying to get rid of. So I'm going to correct my face, and then afterwards I'm just going to blend it out. Now for foundation, I am using the Born This Way Too Faced foundation in Light Warm, I believe. This is the lightest shade I have in my foundation collection, and I'm doing this on purpose because obviously her face is way pale than mine, or than anyone's actually. So that's the look I'm trying to achieve. So yeah, so if you see my foundation look a little bit too white, I'm doing it on purpose. Now I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer in 0.5, and this is again one of my lightest concealers that I have in my collection, and we do want to achieve that pale look, so I'm obviously going to conceal with the lightest concealer that I have to make myself look extra pale. I'm also using some of that concealer to help prime my eyelids for that eyeshadow we're going to place later on. Now time to bake. I am using the Cover of X translucent powder to bake in the areas, and also to set down the concealer on the areas where I did conceal and highlight my face. And after letting it sit for a while, I did go in and just dust it off. For powder, I am using the Makeup Forever powder, and I believe this is in the color 201. Now I'm going to begin to contour my cheekbones and the temples of my forehead using this brown shade from my Morphe 350 palette. And I really like this shade because it's more on the gray brown side other than just being brown tan. And I wanted to look as black and white kind of effect as possible, so this is what I'm using to contour my face. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to contour my nose and try to make it look as long and narrow as possible, because Morticia Adams does have a very long and thin nose, and that's obviously what I want to go for. Moving on to the brows, I'm going to take this Morphe angle brush, and I'm taking my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette and grabbing the darkest shade on that palette, which is really a really dark black, and I'm just going to be filling in my eyebrows with that color. And while I was doing this, I was realizing how awfully dark my eyebrows were. Like, I've never done my eyebrows this dark. It's literally a jet black. You probably can't see it so much on camera, but it was like a jet black, so it was pretty different. I skipped the concealing part where I had to clean up my eyebrows because I feel like I got a good enough shape. So I went in and just grabbed a little small detail brush and went in with that ice cold skin frost highlighter from Jeffree Star, and I just put that on my brow bone. Now to start off with my eyeshadow, I did pick up this MAC small palette, and I grabbed this gray brown kind of shade, and I used that as a transition shade. So I basically popped that on the crease of my eyelid, and I swiped it back and forth and kind of connected it onto an outer V on the corner of my eyelid, and I just wiped it back and forth. I did bring the eyeshadow just a bit closer to the top and kind of the side of my nose to just kind of help my eyelids look a little bit longer and wider, just like Morticia Adams has her eyes. I switched to a different blending brush and I grabbed another darker color on the palette, and this is more of a dark brown chocolate color, and I popped that right on the outer V of my eyelid, and I just swiped it over kind of on the color that we just previously put on, and just kind of blend those two colors. But I was mainly focusing on the outer V of my eyelid and just swiping it out, just kind of winging it out. I did switch again to a different blending brush to go in and just blend everything together and make it look as gradient as I can. Now I'm picking up this really light gray and placing it right on my eyelid. I did go back and picked up that really dark chocolate brown color and popped it on the outer corner of my eyelid again, just to blend those two colors together because it was looking a bit off. And using the same exact colors I used, I'm going to be using the same colors on my waterline and just focusing on that, but I'm not going to make it look so dark. I just want it to match with the top on the bottom. So picking up the NYX Matte Liquid Eyeliner, I'm going to be creating a basic wing, and I had to sneeze there. There was a lot of powder in the area, so again, I'm picking up my Jeffree Star Skin Frost highlighter in the color Ice Cold, and I'm going to be highlighting with that shade. On the lips, I am going with a MAC lip liner in the shade Nightmotn, and I'm going to use that to line my lips before I apply the next shade. Now I'm taking this lipstick from MAC in the color Sin, and I'm going to be placing that in the center of my lips. Now to complete the look, I am going to be adding a little beauty mark on the side of my face using my NYX Liquid Matte Eyeliner.
Come here now, girl.